This morning, I've got brain blockage, cognitive constipation, mind mastication, reasoning roadblocks, because the more I studied and looked at the story of Esther, I kept coming back to what I talked about last time, because I didn't feel like I got what I wanted to get across. That's my problem. Problem is that's my problem. And it's when I'm reviewing and looking at things, I start feeling the weight of these stories. And a lot of times, if I'm struggling to understand something or struggling to put it into practice, I stop. It stops me. And I recognize that I'm a clay vessel, and I came across this amazing poem about clay vessels and the spirituality of what it means when we're studying this. You might recognize this one. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here's my handle. Here's my spout. When I get all steamed up, hear me shout. Tip me over and pour me out. I'm a very special pot. This is true. Here's an example of what I can do. I can just change my handle and my spout, tip me over and pour me out. Now, that's not a theological statement, but sometimes that's what we feel like. Yes, God talks to all of us, but many times we feel tipped over and just poured out. This story is a complex story. There's a lot of it that I just want to scream at God and saying, how dare you do this to somebody? It's an ugly story. And the other side of me is going, but we have to trust God in the story. But then I go back to the other side, but how could you dare do this to a young girl? Because there's two very complex things that are happening through the book of Esther. One is an immense amount of pain. The other side is God's redemptive story. But it's easy for us to focus on God's redemption because we have hindsight. We look back on and understand it. It's hard for us to look at it when it happened and as if it happened.